2025 has been a bit crazy. I turned 30, I got my braces taken off, and I sewed so many pieces for my me-made wardrobe. I'm not even sure how much I made, and that's why I really wanted to do this video. I did it last year and I loved looking back at all the stuff I'd made, and some pieces I'd actually like completely forgotten about, and they were probably just sat in my wardrobe and hadn't worn them. So it made me really like think about what I'd made, what was in my wardrobe, and the stuff I wanted to dig out and wear again. By the way, if you're new here, hi, my name is Joanna and I create sewing content, and I love talking about sewing, I love making stuff, and I'm trying to build an almost entirely me-made wardrobe. So if you want to follow along, please hit that subscribe button down below. And without further ado, let's look back at my 2025 year of makes. Okay, actually, firstly, I want to guess a number of how many things I've actually made, because I'm really not sure. So if there are 12 months in the year, and I've definitely made at least one thing a month, but then I was really ill at the end of November, so I didn't make anything then. I'm gonna go with 15. Let's say 15, and I'm gonna have a counter on the screen and we can add stuff up as we go along. Okay, I'm getting my phone and I'm going to go and look through Instagram, because that is where I post everything. And we're gonna scroll back all the way to January. Okay, January. So every Christmas we go down to my in-laws, well, almost in-laws. I'm getting married in 2026. Yes, I am making a wedding dress and it hasn't started yet, but that's another story. So 2025, I took down a sewing project that I knew I didn't need to use an overlocker for, so I just took my sewing machine, and that was this 1970s vintage sewing pattern blouse. And I used this gorgeous cotton double gauze fabric with hearts all over it. I think it's so cute. And I actually haven't worn this blouse. I feel like it's not really me. Like, it's the kind of things I would wear as pajamas, but I wouldn't like wear this out. I don't know, it's not really me. Like, I'm not really, I love pink, but I'm not really this like pink, if that makes sense. And this beautiful fabric was actually given to me by a company called Long & Craft, who I've worked with twice this year actually. And wow, my hair looks so red in these photos. I think my sister had dyed it red like maybe in December or something. I can't really remember, but I do love this shirt. I actually love the pattern, and maybe I should make it just in a plain colour because I feel like I would wear it. It's really pretty. It is a really pretty pattern. I think also the puff sleeves, like puff sleeves aren't really me. So maybe if I was to do it again, I'd do it with a beautiful pin tucks down the front, but get rid of the puff sleeves and maybe do it in a plain colour and also a darker colour. I'm really trying to find my style in 2026. That's like the goal. And I think I've realised that I suit a lot of plain fabrics and also like darker fabrics and more reds and dark pinks. So I'm really going to try and lean into that, but we'll see what happens. Oh, in January, I also made this gorgeous, gorgeous bag. I have made bags before, but nothing this like complex and involved. So this bag was the Redwood Tote by Noodlehead, and it was using this gorgeous Minerva print fabric. Actually, this bag was a kit from Minerva that they sent me to complete before it came out so they could advertise the kit, and I absolutely love this bag. I use this bag loads. I even took it up to my friend's house in Shrewsbury on the train, and I put some cake in it and the cake went everywhere, and so I had to clean the entire bag out. But like, it just shows that I used it a lot and it's a lovely bag. Actually, I need to dig it out because I haven't used it in a few months. And I miss this bag. I absolutely love it. And it had a nice zipped pocket on the front and another like pouch pocket on the back and some pockets inside. Oh, it's such a lovely bag. I don't know why I'm not using it anymore. And January was a time where I also was doing some other crafts. So I'd been knitting a jumper over Christmas. More on the jumper later, but I also started some cross stitch and yeah, just general sewing. And I also made a gorgeous, gorgeous skirt. I think I actually finished it early February. We're already up to 3 things and it's like still the end of January. So my guess is probably completely off, but we'll see. I absolutely love, love, love this skirt. This gingham fabric was actually from a charity shop. I found it, I think it was a tablecloth originally, but I absolutely love it. And I lined the skirt with an old bed sheet, just a white bed sheet. And I really was going for like that 1950s kind of vintage style. I absolutely love that style. I took this skirt to Spain and it was like perfect weather in Spain in February. So we escaped the cold UK winter here, which was just freezing and horrible. Okay, moving on to March. So clearly I didn't really do much in February except for finish that skirt. But moving on to March, I made this gorgeous, gorgeous dress with this stunning fabric. I think I still have like a tiny remnant, maybe enough for like a sleeveless top, and I absolutely love it. This dress I'd actually made like maybe in 2021, like when I first started sewing, and it is the Amelia tea dress by Simple Sew. I don't believe they're in business anymore, I'm not really sure, but I think you can get the pattern online maybe, or if not, you can probably find it on eBay or Vinted. Vinted now do sewing patterns. They never used to have a sewing pattern category, and they do now. It's so exciting because you can get secondhand sewing patterns and also fabric. They never used to have a fabric section, and now they do, which is so good. I have bought some secondhand fabric off there, and yeah, it's great. In March, also, I went fabric shopping to Walthamstow, and I met up with a bunch of other sewists that I knew from Instagram, and it was really fun. We had such a good day out, and I managed to resist all the beautiful bridal fabric. There was just so much stunning bridal fabric, and at that point I had no idea what I was doing for my wedding dress, so I didn't buy any, but I had plans to go back, but we can discuss the wedding dress another time. Okay, we are still in March, and I made this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous dress, and let me tell you, it has just sat in my wardrobe ever since. It is so sad. I absolutely love this dress. This is the L'Amour dress by Gertie, and this fabric is a cotton poplin. It's by Rose and Hubble, and I was actually given it by Discount Fabrics Limited, who were really lovely. And oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous, such a pretty dress. And the lining, the pink like lining that you can see on the underside of like that frill on the front, that was from my trip to Walthamstow Market. So I brought a scrap piece of the like tropical print cotton poplin to that trip to Walthamstow, and I found that perfect lining that was just like a plain cotton. I was really happy with my purchase because I think that pink goes wonderfully with some of the flowers on that fabric. But yeah, this dress has just sat in my wardrobe ever since. It's so sad because I finished it so well as well, and I hand stitched the lining to the dress at the bottom, and the zipper is perfect, and I just need to find somewhere to wear it. I feel like it's quite loud, so if I was to wear it on like holiday or something, everyone would be staring at me, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like I'm just a bit scared to wear it, to be honest. So I just kind of have not worn it, but it's so gorgeous. And another thing for March as well, I made this gorgeous plain t-shirt, which I have worn loads. It is a wardrobe staple, and it is the Core t-shirt by Closet Core. And it was using some like basic rib fabric that I actually had left over in my stash from another top I'd made, which I also wear all the time because I absolutely love this fabric. It's a cotton fabric and it's just so soft and easy to wash and easy to wear. It's just like a perfect staple wardrobe staple fabric. So I absolutely love it. Moving on to April, and I made another Minerva kit. So this time it was a gorgeous zip front dress in denim, and it is a McCall's pattern. It's M8553, I believe. And this was a Minerva kit that, again, they sent to me to try out before they put the kit out. And I absolutely love it. And I really wanted to try it when they asked me, because I'd been seeing on my Instagram feed all these zip front dresses. Like, apparently it's a new thing and it's really big at the moment. And I just kept seeing them pop up. It wasn't just the McCall's pattern. There were several other patterns with zip front dresses, and I really wanted to try it. And this dress turned out beautifully. I think these photos also are stunning. We were at a restaurant and we'd never been there before, and then we were walking to the car park and they had this arch with all this ivy growing up, and I thought, wow, that is such a stunning place for a photo, and it works so well, like with the gate behind and everything. But yeah, this dress is really gorgeous. I don't wear it as much as you might think though. I feel like it kind of drowns me a bit. Like, it's really, really wide around the waist, like it's not fitted, and I prefer my dresses fitted around my waist. I feel like it kind of just moves a bit too much around my waist whilst I'm like walking, and I don't like it. So I love how it looks, but not necessarily how it feels when I wear it, and I don't feel super confident in it because of that. So I think we might try and upcycle this year, but we'll see, because I do think it's a really pretty dress. And I love the pockets. I love also the patch pockets on the front and the zip front, and it's got a really cute heart zipper pull. I don't know if I have a good photo of it, but I'll try and put one in. But it's so cute. Like, it's a really cute dress. Moving on to the end of April, and my 30th birthday was coming up. So my birthday's on the 8th of May, and we were almost there, and I thought I really want to make a 30th birthday dress. You know, I did maybe put a lot of pressure on myself, you know, classic. And I was sent some gorgeous fabric, again by Long & Craft, and it was this rose covered brocade fabric, absolutely stunning, like so stunning. And I was like, this is my birthday dress. This is my 30th birthday dress. And I really did leave it till last minute. And also I used a pattern called, it was a Vogue pattern, and it was V1392. I actually bought it off eBay before I even properly started sewing. I just thought it was a really pretty pattern and I wanted to get into sewing, and I had no idea what I was in for. It was one of those like designer Vogue patterns. It was by Kay Unger, and I love the dress. Like, it's an off-shoulder dress, and it's got a really clever design in that it has elastic on the insides, so that it kind of holds up the dress. I did leave it, I think, too late to make such a like intricate design, and because of that, I mean, it came out stunning, don't get me wrong, but because of that, I didn't have time to finish the insides. So it's all raw edges on the inside, so you can't see that in the photos. But I did line it with Duchess satin, and the Duchess satin has raw edges. The brocade fabric itself has raw edges. I didn't line the skirt, I just lined the top. So the skirt is the main problem, where all the raw edges of the brocade are. And if you have worked with brocade, you will know that it frays a lot. Like, the inside is all fraying. So as stunning as this dress is, I think it's going to go into the archives, and yeah, I probably won't wear it again because it's all fraying on the inside. And I even spent ages doing boning on the bodice and everything, and I don't really know why I did that. I should have probably done an easier pattern, or given myself more time and not just given myself like 1 week or 2 weeks or whatever it was. But look how stunning it turned out. It did look really pretty. And we're still in May, we're like mid-May, and the jumper I'm knitting is almost finished. Like I've done the bodice and I'm working on the sleeve. And then I decide that I don't like it and I took it all apart. The yarn is really nice merino wool and I didn't want to waste it, but I wasn't enjoying the look of the jumper, so I decided to take it all apart. And I started a new pattern. And we'll come back to that in a bit because I can't talk about it for too long. Okay, we're still in May and I wanted to try this blouse by Chacoud, who I think is a French pattern company. It is the Eleanor top and it's a really pretty blouse. Again, with puff sleeves, it's kind of got like a V neck and it has buttons all down the back, which I think is so pretty. Like from the back, it looks absolutely stunning. And from the front, it's very pretty as well. But I really like the look from the back with the buttons. I haven't actually worn this top. It looks really nice in the photos, but I haven't actually worn it because the V is a bit too deep for me on the front. And again, I think it's the puff sleeves. Like, I love the idea of puff sleeves, but I just don't think they suit me. So I just have not worn this. Again, it's in a pile somewhere. If I was to make the pattern again, I'd probably use different sleeves and also not make the V a bit like higher up. Okay, then we get to June and I decided I really wanted a Ferrari top, but I wanted like a vest top. And also, if you go on Ferrari's website and try and buy a top, they are so expensive and I was not spending my money on that just to like cut it up and turn it into a vest top. So I went on Vinted, as you do, and I found an old Ferrari t-shirt and it was a men's extra large, I think, so I had loads of fabric to work with. And I made a vest top and I made it with an inbuilt bra in Lycra, which is amazing. And I took it on holiday and I wore it on holiday in Croatia and it was a perfect top with an inbuilt bra. And I actually wore it later in the year to the Monza Grand Prix. So the main reason I wanted a Ferrari top was to wear it to the Italian Grand Prix later in the year. And it was perfect. It was so perfect. So that's great. I love that top. The only thing was I had to adjust the pattern slightly. So the pattern is, I can't remember the name of the pattern. It's by Jaylee, and I think it's the Audrey top, I think. So I used the Audrey top, but I didn't quite have enough fabric to make it exactly the pattern. So I changed up the sleeves a bit and the Lycra does kind of roll round, but like whilst you're wearing it, it doesn't, you know, you wouldn't really look at it and realize that. So I think it's fine. I really love it. So that's a great vest top. Moving on to, so I didn't actually make this dress this year, but I wore it in June. That's why it's on my Instagram for June. I made this dress in, I want to say October 2025, 2024 even. And because it was freezing, I never got the chance to wear it. And then I wore it for the first time this year. Absolutely love it. No fault whatsoever. This is the Estella dress by Schultz Apparel. And the fabric is just cotton poplin that I bought from Minerva like years ago. And I absolutely love this dress. So it's got a front tie and it's got all a like a corset lace back. And it's stunning. It's got pockets, it's got different layers, and I want to make another one. Like honestly, it fits me so well and it's so gorgeous. I did put some boning in it, but nothing like super uncomfortable. So it's a perfect summer dress. I'm definitely going to make it again. I absolutely love this pattern. And now we're into July. So I was reading the Guthrie and Garney blog. And I was looking at I was looking at, what was I looking at? Blouses, I think, blouse patterns. And I loved the look of a sleeveless blouse I saw. And I was reading that it was the Gilbert top by Helen's Closet, but there was a blog post you could follow to make it sleeveless. So I bought the pattern and I did exactly that. And this was actually with a bed sheet that I found in Tesco. I was actually buying the fabric for a dress I was making, but it didn't turn out. It's like a cotton double gauze fabric, which is stunning, lovely for summer. It's in this lilac, which is lovely, but it didn't work out with the dress I was making because there were too many like fiddly bits and pin tucks and stuff. So it was the wrong fabric for that, but it was the perfect fabric for this top. And I absolutely love this top. I've worn it loads. I love the tie front, and I've actually made the Gilbert top maybe like 2 more times since this, so you'll see those later in the video. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love this top, and I will definitely be making more versions. I haven't made another sleeveless one, but I want to make another sleeveless one. They're just so perfect for summer. Really love it. And then we're still in July, and this is the dress. This is the dress that I bought that fabric for, that lilac double gauze, but it didn't work out for this dress. And this is the Bluebell dress by Stitch Maiden. And in the end, I just used this cotton poplin fabric that I bought from Pound Fabrics, and it worked out really nicely. And I like how there are features on this dress, but they're kind of hidden because the cotton poplin until you look really close. So there's actually some pin tucks on the front, and there's a Peter Pan collar and some puff sleeves with elastic. Again, not a super fan of the sleeves, but I do really like the dress. I think it's really cute. I think it could probably do with a belt round the middle just to separate the top and bottom. It doesn't really flatter me very well, but I do like the dress. I haven't actually worn it since I made it, which is a shame, but I do like it. And I think I make the pattern again, but just change up the sleeves probably. I love the Peter Pan collar. I think it looks so cute. Moving on to August, and I really wanted a summer dress, like a really casual summer dress without like loads of frills and stuff that I could just throw on in summer and be comfortable in the whole day. So I wanted it to be like a stretchy-ish fabric. So I actually went with a stretch woven, and this is a textured, what is it? It's like a stretch woven crepe fabric, and it's got a lovely like tree bark texture. It's really soft. And it was from Minerva. They kindly gifted it to me, and it's in this lovely red color, and that was exactly what I was going for. I really wanted this bright red summer dress. The pattern is Simplicity S9297, which I have made before, and it's a great pattern. And then the skirt was just like a big gathered rectangle that I put onto the dress, and it worked really well. So it fits me like perfectly, but there's stretch to it, which I absolutely love. And it's just really comfortable. I love it. And I've got lovely photos here of me wearing it in Milan later on the next month. And I absolutely love it. It will come out again next summer. It's just so easy to wear, so comfortable, and perfect fabric, super soft, and got some stretch and movement to it. I love it so much. No notes. So we're still in August. I got really obsessed with hair bows, and I made quite a few from scraps, and I'm actually wearing the one I made in August out of the scraps from that red dress today. So it is here, and I absolutely love it. I wear this all the time, and I've been wearing it a lot recently, obviously because it's Christmas. It goes with the Christmassy theme quite well because of the red, and I absolutely love it. And at that point in time, I realized I had loads and loads of scraps. So I started making this kind of patchwork strawberry and red velvet thing. I still have this fabric that I made out of the tiny squares of strawberries and velvet. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. I might make like a Kindle cover or a laptop case or something. I think it's so cute, and it's just sat in my drawer, so I really need to do something with it. Okay, moving on to September, and I was at like peak obsessed with hair bows, at this point, and I made a YouTube tutorial on how to make hair bows. And if you want to see it, I will link it down below and I'll put it somewhere on the screen. But I absolutely love these hair bows. They are so easy to wear, and because I have really thick hair, it's so good to like clip back my hair, and I absolutely love these hair bows. September came around and there was an upcycling sewing challenge that I really wanted to take part in, and I realised I had loads of tote bags just lying around the house and we never used them. They were just like shoved into drawers and cupboards, and I thought, you know what would be cool is to take all these tote bags and give them like a life, because they were just not being used. So I took all these tote bags and I cut them all up, and I wanted to make a jacket out of them. By the way, this is probably the biggest project I worked on this year. It took about a whole month, and I don't actually wear it, but it was a really fun experiment. It was really cool. So I took the tote bags, I cut them all up, and I used the Sunny, I think it's Sunny jacket by Tilly and the Buttons to create this jacket, and I think it turned out so well. And I did really carefully think about the placement of the different decals from the bags and where they would sit on the jacket. So I have this penguin down the front. That penguin was like the mascot of my university library. And then I have lots of running bags that we got from races that I did. So I've done a lot of like 10Ks and stuff, and the other side of the front is a 10K, is a bag from a 10K. One of the sleeves is like the Nike Women's 10K from like years ago. And yeah, it was just a really cool project. I quilted the whole thing, and I used this really cool like squiggle stitch. I don't know what it's called. I'm just gonna call it a squiggle stitch. And it was so fun, and it turned out so well, and I love that stitch. I'm definitely gonna use it for some other quilted stuff. It was so much fun. And for the collar, I did change the jacket pattern slightly. So I rounded the collar and I bound it with bias binding, and I think that just in itself looks so gorgeous. I might try and do another jacket and do that. Moving on to October, and I made this jumper. I absolutely love this jumper. It's the Heather sweater by NH Patterns. I've made it before and it's a really good pattern. Okay, sorry, I really needed a tea break. So I'm back with my tea. The NH sweater, NH sweater, what's it called? Heather sweater, the Heather sweater by NH Patterns. It is such a cozy sweater pattern. It's honestly like the perfect jumper pattern I've found, and it's free. So I definitely recommend you go check it out. And I made it, and I really wanted to put a bow on it. So I free motion embroidered a bow out of some scrap fabric I had. So I put it on with heat and bond, and then I did stitch around the edges just to secure it on properly, and it's definitely secure. It's been through the wash like many times. I absolutely love that jumper. It's just so easy to wear. I've worn it in videos before, and I wear it like around the house and out and about. I absolutely love it. Towards the end of October, I did post a picture on Instagram of the new jumper pattern out of all the wool that I'd taken apart from my old jumper. This jumper also does now not exist because I took it all apart again, and I'm on my third jumper pattern. It's going okay, but last night I realised I have like lost some stitches along the way, so I'm like undoing a few rows to try and work out where I am. And what can I say? I'm not a knitter. I'm definitely like a sewer, not a knitter. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So it's been about a year and I still don't have my jumper. Maybe next year I'll have a jumper. So it's getting towards the end of October, and obviously everyone is posting about Halloween and things they're made for Halloween. So I was like, you know what? I need to make something for Halloween, even if it's just a tiny thing. So I made a top that was kind of a, not tribute, like supposed to be like something Morticia Addams would wear, and I absolutely love it. It was with these two different fabrics. So one's obviously a lace, so the sleeves are lace, and the top is a modal fabric. And this is the Agnes pattern by Tailoring the Buttons, except I did accidentally cut the neckline on the overlocker whilst I was overlocking the neckband to the front of the shirt. Literally, it was right on the front. I cut like a big hole, so I had to like go back to the cutting mat and like cut the neckline lower, and I feel like that has ruined the top, because if you look at it, you can see that the neckline is like not looking perfect really. But I absolutely love the sleeves. I love how they're like bell shaped, like Morticia Adams wears quite often, and I think they're gorgeous. And I paired it with this coffin necklace that I got off Etsy like years ago, before Etsy became the Etsy that it is today. And at this point, at the end of October, I did also finish my jacket, so like fully, because before I hadn't, I think, bound any of the edges or like put any facings on maybe. So by the end of October, I'd fully finished the jacket, and I did make a video filming the whole process on here. So if you want to go and see how I made my jacket from tote bags, you should go and check that out. Then came November, and I had got some lovely fabric that I'm actually looking at now. It's behind the camera. It's lovely white silky satin fabric. It's actually polyester, but it's very soft to the touch. And I wanted to make some bridal pajamas for me to wear on the morning of like getting ready for my wedding. I wanted to use the Gilbert shirt. So because obviously I'll be having hair and makeup done, I wanted something that I didn't have to pull over my head, so because it would ruin everything. I wanted a button-up shirt, so I thought the Gilbert shirt was perfect for this, and it was too small. The arms were so tight, like they didn't fit properly around my bicep. It was just so tight, I couldn't move my arms. So, which was weird because I made the same size as I did for the sleeveless variation, but maybe like my biceps are bigger than the smallest size. I don't know. Everything else fit. It was just like the arms, so uncomfortable. So that just got scrapped, and I actually have already made something else with that scrap fabric, a hair bow. And I tested out a few sizes up. I wanted to test a few sizes up just to see how it was. So I used actually the remnant I had from that dress I made all the way back at the beginning of the year. Damn it, I thought I had that remnant left, but I just realized that I used it for this shirt. So anyway, I used it for the shirt. I think this shirt turned out really nice. So it was actually like just a test that the size wasn't going to be way too big for me for my bridal pajamas. But I think this shirt turned out so nice. I'll definitely be wearing it in summer. And it was just supposed to be like a practice, but I really think it's so nice. I've actually finished the shirt, but I just haven't posted it anywhere yet. So if I've taken some pictures by the time I edit this video, I will put them here. And I've also almost finished, not quite, I'm literally looking at them now on my machine. I've almost finished some shorts to go with it. So it'll be like a full set. So shorts and a button-up shirt to wear on the morning of my wedding. And I have made a hair bow, but that out of the same fabric, but the hair bow will probably be something I'll just wear to my hen party or something, because obviously I'll be having my hair done beautifully for the wedding. Next up, I had an event to go to. So I actually was going to get my certificate for becoming a chartered accountant. So I became a chartered accountant this year. I actually like passed all my final exams and everything, which is crazy. And I had my certificate presentation evening in November, and I knew the dress I wanted to wear. I made it a few years ago. It's this gorgeous 1950s style dress with this navy blue fabric with red roses all over it, and I absolutely love it, and it fits me so well because I made a toile and I made adjustments, and I really wanted it to fit me well. Plus it has huge pockets, but I really wanted to make a matching bag, and I had quite a lot of the fabric left over because I bought so much of it because I absolutely love it. So I made a bag, and it's so stunning. So it's quite small, It's a small kind of crescent shape-ish bag, and I used acrylic, like craft felt, to kind of make it more stable. I'm not a bag maker, so I don't know if that was the correct thing to do, but it worked nicely. I cut it all down in the seam allowances so it wasn't so bulky, and I think it looks absolutely great. And I made an adjustable strap and everything. I think it looks lovely, and it went really well with the dress, and also everyone was so impressed. Everyone was like, wow, I love how your bag matches your dress, and then people were asking me if I made it and stuff. That was mid-November, and unfortunately I got really ill towards like mid to end November, so I haven't really done loads since then. Like I said, I'm finishing off my bridal pajamas, but yeah, this month has been very slow, this month being December. I have though made a bag. I made a bag for my auntie for Christmas, and it's the Crosstown Crescent bag by Greco Makes. I'll put a link in the description because I really think it's like the perfect bag if you want to get into bag making. Like it should be like your first pattern. It's really well written, and there's also a video where Grace literally goes through the entire step-by-step process on her YouTube channel, and it's really good. So I definitely recommend it if you want to get into bag making. You've never made a bag before, it's the perfect opportunity. Okay, this video wouldn't be a Joanna Florence Makes video without a Charlie appearance. He was scratching at the door, so I had to bring him in. For those of you who haven't met Charlie, this is Charlie, and he's a very needy sausage dog who normally makes appearances in most of my videos because he can't go 10 minutes without a cuddle. You want to go into your own bed now and stop disturbing me? So I made that bag for my aunt. I actually had that remnant of royal blue corduroy left from I picked it up. I picked it up at the Knit and Stitch show, or the Stitching Festival. I always get so confused between those names. But one of the sewing like conventions in London, I picked it up, I think for £1, and it was a remnant that I knew would just make the Crosstown Crescent bag because I'd made it before. And it fit perfectly. I've got like the tiniest little scraps left over. Oh, here we go again. Okay, you can just stay here whilst I talk about sewing, okay? And the lining is a gorgeous like galaxy themed lining that was left over from some pajamas I made years ago, like when I first started sewing. It's gorgeous, and I think my aunt really liked it, so that was a really good Christmas present. I'm also midway through making a very sparkly dress, but I don't actually have anywhere to wear it to, so I've kind of been lacking motivation for that. But if I finished it by the time that I finished editing this video, I'll put it in for 2026. Obviously my main plan is to make my wedding dress, so that is probably the biggest project that I will take on next year. But I also have some smaller projects lined up that I'm really excited to get started on. And if you want to follow along with my sewing journey and see lots of my sewing creations, then please hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed watching this video, please click the like button down below, and also let me know in the comments if you have any sewing resolutions for 2026. I still need to think about mine, but I'm definitely gonna try and think less about perfectionism. That's one of my goals, because at the moment I get really upset if like seams aren't perfect or it looks really rubbish on the inside. And obviously no one sees that, so I need to just let stuff like that go. And if you've stayed this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I wish you a very merry and happy festive period and a very happy new year. And we will see you in 2026. You can say bye.